in just the same way as you're breathing without knowing how you breathe.
Hi guys, it's Sam, and today I'm showing you guys my May plan with me. Right now I'm showing you guys my full April setup and the doodles for the other weekly logs. So I added 2 extra pages, a brain dump, and a place for me to plan for next month's video. Just states the theme and color I'm gonna use. I've gotten a bunch of Tombow markers since the last time I filmed. For this month I'm using 772 and 761. They are cute pastel pinks that I adore very much. So I'm doing just some quick calligraphy for May. As I begin to erase, I just want to say that my theme for this month is cherry blossoms. So I use this little watercolor technique with the Tombow markers since they are water-based. What you'll need is just water, a brush, and some sort of paper towel or tissue. So first you're going to trace or draw a flower and fill that in, and then using a darker color just add some dimension. Dip your brush and try to make it as dry as possible. Mix all those colors together, dab it with that paper towel or tissue. Just continue to do this until you like what you see. So I also stacked up on a ton of Sakura Pigma Micron pens. My 2 old ones were fraying a lot, so I thought it was time to get a new pack of them. I think I'm using the pen with a tip of 005. It's even thinner than my 01, which is crazy. And I'm just adding a little detail inside each flower to make it look more like a cherry blossom. I wanted May to stick out more, so I used my Tombow hard tip brush pen just to give it more dimension. Now that I've finished with the title page, I can move on to my monthly log. So again, using that same brush pen, I'm going to trace over this pencil lettering I did. I did end up smudging a little ink, so I used my Uni-ball Signo white gel pen. Let me tell you about this pen. It is a huge lifesaver, especially if you're clumsy just like me. So I went back to my May plan just to see what I wanted to change. I wanted to change the font of the days of the week, which I did. I'm using the Sakura Pigma Micron pen in Graphic 1. It has a much larger tip. Now that I've finished that, I'm using the thin tip of my Tombow marker in 772 just to fill in the dates. I referred back to my future log just to see if there's any main events, which I did have. And I also had some other events that would fit more into my monthly log. Going into my trackers and logs, I'm using that same hard tip pen by Tombow. For some reason, I was shaking so much. I just couldn't control what I was doing. As you can see, I get really frustrated. So I had a little midlife crisis that was kind of unnecessary, but I noticed that I miscalculated where I put my habit tracker title, because there's not supposed to be three rows underneath. It's supposed to be 2. I was freaking out just a little too much, but you know, it's not everything can be perfect. Most of the habits are the same, except I changed studying to relax. Since I don't seem to give my brain a break whatsoever, I'm always doing work or homework, it's always good just to take 1 or 2 deep breaths, especially if you're stressing. Now for my expense tracker, I mess up here again. I use 5 rows instead of 4 rows. That's the only reason why I couldn't fit in tracker all the way. I made it work. I also had a few smudges, so I used that white gel pen once again. And then I fill in the titles of each column. You know the drill. Same thing for my sleep log, same pen. I couldn't get any title right. I messed up here again. I couldn't center it. I got really frustrated, as you can see right here. But I just moved on. So I tried to fill this in before the video since it's going to take a long time to fill in all those numbers. I did end up messing up, so I want to show you guys a band-aid method that I sometimes use. So I have this back page that has a ton of random doodles, and it has my friend who thought it was funny to write a little comment. But all you have to do is cut out a piece of paper in the size you want, glue it over, and voila, there you go. In the next 2 pages, I put my brain dump and my video plan for June. I couldn't center them, so I just put an exclamation point just to fill in that little space. I didn't fill anything out for any of them, since that's something to fill out later. Yay, the best part, the weekly logs. This is where my creativity can flow freely. So for the title, I changed it a little bit by using my beetle tip highlighters. I got pastel ones. So instead of only highlighting the title, I'm gonna highlight it all the way across the page. I'm just showing you guys a close-up on how there's dual highlighters in one pen. Again, using the same Tombow hard tip brush pen, just to write the days of the week. I then use a Sakura Pigma Micron pen in graphic 1 to do those lines. For the dates, I just made these cute little cherry blossoms like I did in the title page. I didn't make them as fancy, but I did mix them with a little water. Dabbing them with a tissue and then using another Micron pen in 03 to write the numbers over those flowers. I looked back at my monthly log to see if I could fill anything out for this first week, and I did. So I filled that out. Going into the bottom right corner, I made this mini calendar just to mark what week it is of May. I used the same beetle tip highlighter in pink and highlighted across the first week. Here is my weekly doodle. I try to incorporate my theme and color for the month into each one. I don't know if I did that justice in this one. This isn't my favorite doodle, but these are just supposed to help me get my creativity flowing. I got MUJI pens, which is another thing I got. I feel like I should do a stationery haul. If you guys would like to see that, comment down below while I'm doing one of these, but I want to know if you guys would like to see that. I added some more accents with this pink MUJI pen. And this is where my camera dies. I had to go quickly charge my camera and come before the sun went down. So enjoy this sunset lighting. I'm putting in the weather for Monday and Tuesday. I don't like doing it too much in advance since the weather may change. And here are just more examples if it were to rain or cloudy or something like that. And we're done. Here's just a quick overview. I'll put all my materials down below. And if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for all the support in my last video. It was crazy. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. Bye guys! I know my nails were painted terribly. I was too impatient for them to dry, but they're in the color Pinky Rings by Sally Hansen.